This was supposed to be a forgettable baseball game. On May 28th, the Cleveland Guardians were facing the Los Angeles Dodgers in what had been, up to that point, a fairly dull contest. The game was nearly over. The Guardians needed just 3 more outs to secure the win, so they did what they always did in that situation. They brought in their closer, Emanuel Clase. At the time, Clase was widely considered one of the best closers in all of baseball. He was going after his 11th save of the season. To everyone watching, this felt routine. Just another late inning, just another save opportunity. But what no one in the stadium knew was this. For the past 3 years, Emanuel Clase had allegedly been involved in an illegal sports betting scheme. According to investigators, Clase had reached an arrangement with 2 gamblers from his home country, the Dominican Republic. These gamblers would place in-game prop bets specifically targeting Clase's first pitch of an appearance, and Clase, in turn, would agree to throw the exact type of pitch they were betting on. Let me show you how this worked. The first known instance dates back to May 19, 2023, in a game against the New York Mets. On that day, the gamblers placed a bet that Clase's first pitch would be faster than 94.95 miles per hour. Clase came in and threw a fastball. They won $27,000. A few weeks later, on June 3, 2023, against the Minnesota Twins, the gamblers tried a different angle. This time, they bet that Clase's first pitch would be slower than 94 miles per hour, and that it would be a ball. Sure enough, Clase spiked the pitch into the dirt. They won $38,000. Between 2023 and 2024, this pattern repeated itself multiple times. At first, authorities believed Clase was simply helping out the gamblers doing favors, with no money changing hands. But in 2025, that changed. Clase allegedly began asking for kickbacks. The first documented case occurred on April 12th in a game against the Kansas City Royals. Bobby Witt Jr. was at the plate. The gamblers bet that the first pitch would be a ball and come in under 98 miles per hour. Once again, Clase buried the pitch in the dirt. After the bet cashed, the gamblers agreed to wire Clase an undisclosed amount of money. Clase reportedly instructed them to make the transfer look like it came from someone else. What investigators later compiled was a full breakdown of every pitch in 2025 that Clase allegedly coordinated with the gamblers. And one thing stands out immediately. Every single one of these was the first pitch of his appearance. And you can clearly see that Clase began intentionally focusing on throwing balls, not strikes. In total, the gamblers reportedly earned $460 from these in-game prop bets. An astonishing number. Now let's go back to that Dodgers game. By this point, the operation was essentially a well-oiled machine. The gamblers knew Clase was going to manipulate the first pitch. Earlier that day, at 1:00 p.m., one of them texted Clase asking if he was all set. Clase replied, yes. The gamblers then placed $4,000 on the bet that Clase's first pitch would be a ball. Everything was lined up. Clase took the mound, ready to execute, but then Andy Pages stepped into the batter's box. Pages looked a bit tense. After all, he was facing one of the best closers in baseball. He had to be ready to swing. On the very first pitch, Pages swung, and he missed. Clase had tried to spike the pitch, but Pages offered at it anyway. Just like that, the gamblers lost $4,000. It's honestly kind of hilarious. You can even see it on Clase's face. He knows exactly what just happened. You can almost read his thoughts. Oh no. Then watch the next pitch. It explodes straight into the catcher's glove. Look at where Austin Hedges sets up. Clase hits the spot perfectly. A pitch later, Clase throws a slider. Pages rolls it over to first. And he's out. Guardians fans are thrilled. They're now just 2 outs away from a win. But Clase isn't happy. After the game, investigators uncovered the text messages exchanged between Clase and the gamblers. One of the gamblers sent Clase a gif of a man hanging himself with toilet paper. Clase responded with a sad puppy face gif. All of this is detailed in the indictment. And the next time Clase attempted to manipulate a pitch, he made sure to bounce it directly into the dirt, removing any chance of a swing. Now, on a more serious note, Emanuel Clase and another Guardians player, Luis Ortiz, are now facing potential prison sentences of up to 65 years for their involvement in this scheme. Whether the final sentence will actually be that long remains to be seen, but it is encouraging that severe consequences are on the table, because the reality is this. As fans, we are now forced to question the legitimacy of every single pitch we watch, and that threatens the integrity of the entire sport. It makes you wonder, is it already too late to stop this from happening again? US sports betting companies agreed to cap individual pitch-by-pitch prop bets at $200. But let's be honest, that's little more than a band-aid. As long as there is deep financial integration between major sports betting companies and professional leagues, the risk of players exploiting the system will always exist. Unless much more aggressive action is taken, it feels like Pandora's box has already been opened and it may never be closed again.